everyone, I'm Kara and I am TBG's Sex and Health Editor. And today for our Hot and Healthy edition for December, it is a holiday dish and it's really literal. It's roasted potatoes, carrots, parsnips, and Brussels sprouts. Now, it's not usually a college student's diet, but if you have to bring a dish to your office Christmas party, if you have to bring it to a family get-together and it's a potluck, this will make you look really culinarily advanced. So, basically, the ingredients for this are Brussels sprouts, red potatoes, parsnips, sweet potatoes, and then it's going to have a lot of spices in it. So basically, overall, you're going to want 1 cup of each. So your Brussels sprouts, sweet potatoes, these are red bliss potatoes to keep the skin on it. And then also, let's stick around for a parsnip. This is a parsnip. Probably the hardest part of this whole recipe is figuring out what a parsnip looks like. So you're good to go. This is really, really simple and easy to do. So basically all I did was I cut these up in thicker chunks just so that it'll absorb more. And we're just going to add the spices and add oil into it. Okay, so there are a lot of spices that go into this. You have rosemary, you have ground thyme, you have ground oregano, basil leaves, and then the recipe called for fresh ground pepper and sea salt. This is not fresh ground pepper and sea salt, but I'm on a budget, so you can just use regular salt and pepper. Okay, so basically the recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of thyme, oregano, basil leaves, and rosemary. But I read on the website, by the way, I got this from Jada's recipe on Food Network. Thank you, Jada. Basically, though, I was advised by other readers' comments that you only use about a half tablespoon. So we're going to go on the milder side for this. Alright, so let's hope that this comes out okay. There we go. Okay, so you're just going to sprinkle this over. It's really simple. And you're really only going to use a half tablespoon for everything because other people said it was too strong. Okay. Careful when you're pouring out your spices because you can't put them back in once they come out. Like that. Careful of that. Now, I should add that the amounts for the pepper and the salt are going to be different. That you got to be careful of. You have to do a 1/4 tablespoon of sea salt and 2 tablespoons of black pepper. So we'll get other of these. This is a 1/2 tablespoon. So, I have to get my salt. I would only fill this up about halfway. You never want anything to be too salty. It's not good. Okay, so let's say about that much salt. Alright. And then because we need 2 tablespoons, there we go. Then we need 2 tablespoons of black pepper. One more. Alright. And then, because you cannot just dry roast these herbs, you have to put oil in, which is really the staple for any Italian recipe. So really, from what Jada says, you can really just kind of eye how much you need. But since we're working with a lot of vegetables here, I would say put in a good amount. She said to add more if you need it. Another thing is, I lined this pan already. She said to grease it with olive oil, but I'm going to say that because I don't want to do so much cleanup, I'm just going to, basically line it with tin foil and have the cleanup be a little bit easier. You want the effort to be as low as possible. So you really just want to get it mixed up as best you can. Alright, so, doesn't it look good? Yes, so let's put it in the oven. Alright, so basically your oven is going to be set at 400 degrees, and you're basically only going to bake it for about 40 minutes. So, this Thanksgiving even though by the time you see this it'll already be done. You could wake up on Christmas morning or whatever. Chop all this up and put it in the oven. So I'm just going to leave it in there for 40 minutes, and then it'll be really, really nice and roasted. Alright everyone, so there it is. Smells really, really good. Now, it's important to remember that I said 1 cup for each of the vegetables. It's a little bit more specific than that in Giada's recipe, but basically depending on how much you want to make, you'll probably want to do more like 1 pound if you're making this for a family event. So, I will put the recipe down below this video, and thank you for watching, and happy holidays!